hit the rock. Oh, he's alive!
He's alive! What the fuck?
Seed. No way, he just 24s you through prey like that. On God, at the moment. You gonna hit that chest mid fucking strat? Really
Trying
just
to.
throw him off this game, bro? You not have a freeze timer?
No. He just wanted
Yeah.
it. My guy. I can't one tick on this fucking ping, bro.
That crossbow's doing numbers.
How many specs has he had now?
I don't know. A lot. It hurts.
Wait, how does he still? Oh, shit.
I'm back. I can't believe he didn't die to that AGS. Hit him with the fucking melee fake, bro. Guy's got the strats. Oh! He's doing numbers! The barrage! Oh, it's over! How's this motherfucker? Oh, shit. Oh, the barrage with claw strap, bro. Oh, fuck. How does this guy have so much food, bro? You're up 105 and he has frozen in the fog and you're out of food. Aw.
Ah.
How did he have so much food?
I don't know. He did quite well though, to be fair. Hello, and welcome to episode 14 of the Hardcore Admin series. In this episode, following the Song of the Elves completion, I will basically be doing Gauntlet and Corrupted Gauntlet. On my last account, I had about 550 KCs, so it's fair to say I'm not a complete beginner. That being said, it's been a long time, so I will have to just remember everything. I'll probably do a few regular gauntlets and then jump straight into the Corrupted Gauntlet. My stats are a little bit worrisome because I'm only about 84 hit points. So any kind of little mistakes with the portals or anything like that will really be costly. But outside of that, as long as I play it safe and just be a bit careful, I don't see myself dying. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen. Even on my other account, when I had about 89, 90 hit points, I was still cutting it close at times. So yeah, as long as I'm careful, it should be all right. But hope you enjoyed the video. I'm also trying to do this community intro thing. So after Priya, Integrity Rocks, who did that one intro a couple episodes back, it really got me thinking about how to include the community a bit more into my videos. So yeah, I'll be having a Discord come up quite soon. A few other bits and pieces that will come up as well, just to really help with that. But if any of you are interested in maybe doing an intro for me or kind of collaborating with me on that, then I'll be happy to obviously share your social media and stuff like that as well. Again, my page isn't big, but every little helps. And again, it's a community I'm trying to build more than anything. So yeah, if you're interested in helping with an intro, just type down in the comments. Discord coming soon. But yeah, enjoy the video and fingers crossed I'm not dead this time. So this is going to be the first gauntlet, just to kind of get my head back around things, make sure I understand what I'm doing, what I'm looking for. I do kind of remember what it is I'm doing. I know in order to do the Corrupted Gauntlet, I should have a minimum of tier 2 armor, as well as a tier 3 weapon. So I could do the 5-1 method, which is essentially just having one weapon, so either the bow or the staff. Is typically the staff as a tier 3 and everything else is tier 2, tier 1, whatever it is, just to kind of switch the Huntlift prayers. I'll go into the Huntlift fight in the future when I actually get into that fight. But yeah, for the moment, essentially what I'm looking for at the start of this gauntlet and also for the Corrupted Gauntlet is 7 of the ores 7 of the roots, and 7 of the wall. So you need all 7 of each in order to create the tier 2 armor, so which is the helmet, the body, and the legs. That in itself is a little bit irritating to do. So what I do is on my first run, I essentially look around, scan the area, make sure I know what monsters, what rooms there are, where the fish are, and all of those sorts of things. I make sure I get 7 of each. I get 2 herbs as well, because ideally I want to be using steel skin, which should help boost my defense just a little bit. And obviously the other prayers as well, the 15%. So I do want to make sure I have at least 4. But when I get 7 of each of these resources, I end up with 2 free inventory spaces after I drop the pickaxe and the axe. So those 2 inventory spaces take up the the herbs. So 7 of each, the herbs. I also kill the little minions, the little monsters that are here, because they are a bit quicker to kill for a weapon frame in order to make a weapon. In my situation, it would be the staff, because I feel like that's a lot more accurate. It may or may not be, I'm not too sure, but it just feels like that whenever I use it. So yeah, I kill the little ones, pick up the shards, pick up the weapon seed, weapon frame, which obviously you see there in the inventory. So after that, I either teleport back to the start area, or I walk my way there. So I have a particular route when I do go through the whole gauntlet or corrupted gauntlet, which I will show in just a second. But yeah, I go back there. I make sure I have at least, I think, 150 to 200 shards, just because that should be a good amount in order to make everything and make it all sorted. So as you can see now, I'm getting the last bit of wool. I'll be going back and then I'll make everything. So that's the first route. The first, I guess, run through. The second run through, after I've made my weapon and obviously dropped all of my stuff, which I will be making at the end of the run before I actually fight Huntleth. The second run is to find the demi bosses. So the demi bosses, there are 3 of them. There's the one that looks like Callisto, so the bear. There's the one that looks like a dark beast, and there's also the one that looks like a dragon. The dragon drops the magic upgrade, the dark beast drops the range upgrade, and the bear drops the melee upgrade. Obviously, in my situation, I won't be using melee, so it will be just the staff and the bow. So once I find out where they are, I kill them essentially. I also try and get more shards. So I need about 400 shards on the second run in order to make tier 2 armors and upgrade both my staff and my bow, which I will get when I kill one of these monsters, because I'll get the frame which I can then use to make the respective secondary weapon, which in this situation, since I made the staff first, will be the bow. So I've made all of those things. Well, I've got all of those materials. I've also fished enough. So I try to get at least 12 to 16 fish. For the most part, it's usually 12, but sometimes I go for 16, even 20 if I have a lot of time. In the regular gauntlet, there's so much time, so it's very easy. But yeah, I try to get at least 12 to 16. I also, as you can see here, while I'm killing the dark beast, I'm going for the extra herbs, because I will need 2 more herbs in order to make 3 full potions, because you only make 3 doses. Also, another thing to note, we're killing the demi-bosses. So as you saw there, I've already killed the bear and I just killed the dark beast. So I've got the spike and I've got the bowstring, which are both upgrades. If I do find another bear or another dark beast, as long as I have those 2 in my inventory, that third demi-boss will automatically drop the magic orb, which is the upgrade um, for the dragon. So that's why I killed the bear as well, and that's why I killed the bear the first time here as well, just to make sure that if I do find that, I'm not wasting my time. And the other benefit with having the additional bits is that if I use the pestle and mortar on the spike, it will actually tear it down into more shards, which I can then use to make my armor. I can then use to make a potential teleport out. So just on that note, if I do want to teleport out, I will need 600 shards instead of 400 shards, or I think 580, I guess, in order to make everything, as well as the teleport out in case things do get tense. Within the Huntleth fight, there's also the doors on each corner or on each side of the room, which means that I can leave whenever I want. But obviously, that is a bit riskier because you have to right click, left click. Whereas if you have the teleport, it's literally just a 1-click teleport within your inventory and it keeps you safe. So in an ideal situation, all hardcore Iron Man should have that teleport. Although, as you can tell in a Corrupted Gauntlet where the time is very tight and you don't really have too much time to get everything you need, you won't always be able to make it. And then it's up to personal preference. Do you want to actually leave the raid and just start it again, or do you want to stay and actually just see what you can do? And obviously be careful and bear in mind that if you are very low on food and you're not doing that well, just to leave earlier. Um, but yeah, that's the situation. So the next part is actually about how I do my run. So you guys saw, and I just mentioned that I get 7 of each of the materials. I get everything else in that way. So as well as obviously getting those things, there is a particular route that you can go to just to make the whole raid a little bit cleaner. I'll put a map of the actual gauntlet and the corrupted gauntlet on screen now, and I'll essentially show you my path. So where the actual boss is, you spawn one side of the boss, and whatever side of the boss you're on, you make a circle around that one room that you're in. Obviously, you can't go forward, back, left, or right into the boss room. So, um, completely opposite side of the boss room is where the circle will be. And from doing that circle, you'll also be able to look at 3 of the demi boss rooms to potentially find those demi bosses. The idea in that situation on that first run is to open those 3 rooms so you know what's in that side while you're also looting everything. So if, for example, you've opened up all 3, you're unlucky and there are no demi bosses there, you know that once you've made your staff in your first run, before you go to actually kill the demi bosses and get the food, you know that that's not the right direction to go in because there's going to be nothing there for you upgrade wise. So in that situation, you'd either go north, east, southwest, depending on where the boss is. Um, so that's that situation. It just makes it a little bit cleaner, makes it a bit easier, and you kind of mentally you have an understanding of where you are in the entire raid, where you are in the entire in each room as well, and you know where to go in order to find those demi bosses because that can sometimes be a really big RNG point. Obviously, finding the right food spots and all of those things can be quite irritating too, but ultimately that's that situation. So that's the entire gauntlet and how I do it. I will have a few run throughs here and there, but I'm about to go into the boss fight, so I'll speed this up and let you guys see what happens. So with regards to this boss, the boss attacks in a um, 4 tick? No, it attacks 4 times and then switches style. So it can only attack with mage or range unless you DD under it, in which case it stomps you. I don't know if that stomp can be avoided. So I'm actually not too sure about that if you do pray melee, although I highly doubt it. But yeah, it does 4 styles, then does that big jump that you just saw, and then does another 4 styles of the other one, and then switches between each. It also has overheads over its head, as the name suggests. Essentially, every time you hit the boss 5 times, whether you hit a 0 or you hit a 1 or anything higher, the boss, after 5 hits, the boss's overhead will change. So, for example, it will go from range to mage or mage to range, and in that situation, you then need to switch your style. It can also pray melee, but obviously in my situation, I won't be meleeing it or meleeing it, however people say it. So, um, for me doing these raids, for the most part, I shouldn't be praying melee unless I do a 5-1 method, which is essentially hit it, a 4-1 method, which is to hit it with the same style 4 times. Then on the 5th hit, you basically switch it up and hit it with, for example, you just kick it and then go back to your regular strike. Um, as well as that, it has these things on the floor. So as you can see, that in the regular gauntlet, they're blue and then they turn to, forgive me, I'm a bit colorblind, like orange reddish. When they are orange reddish, then if you stand on top of them, it deals you damage every tick. And that can be anything from, I can't remember the exact damage, but it deals a lot very quickly. So you really don't want to be standing on that. As well as those, it also spawns these portals, which are the things following me. They essentially, similar to the floor, if they hit you every tick. So if you're continuously moving, you shouldn't be getting hit by it more than 1 tick at least, at the bare maximum. But obviously, if you run through it, then you take a lot of damage. If you stand still and it goes on top of you, you essentially die. The portals with tier 2 armor, they can hit a max of I think 19 in the Corrupted Gauntlet. I'm not sure about the regular Gauntlet. It is a bit easier and a bit less taxing if you do make mistakes, which is why it's really good to learn here. If you have tier 1 armor, it hits a lot more, and if you have tier 3 armor, it hits a lot less, which is why a lot of hardcore Iron Man actually do the tier 3 method. It just feels a lot safer for them, it just feels a lot calmer for them to do. Yeah, that's all of that. The one other mechanic I really want to mention and stress is that when the boss gets to about 250 health, I believe it is, the patterns on the floor do change and they go a lot faster. So as you see now, It's completely switched up to what it was before. It was a lot slower, it was a lot more relaxed. Now it's moving a lot more. It's also the position of these is a lot more annoying. You have a lot less room to really play about and really avoid the portals and keep safe essentially. But once you get through all of that, once you're able to kind of keep your cool and get it all sorted, you actually can finish the kill quite easily. And as you see here, I got it. I didn't make any mistakes. And yeah, it wasn't super close, but yeah,